Here we are back again with my best and worst cases video. This time it's for the Galaxy S23 Plus. And as you can see here, we have a ton of different cases to be tested, and I'm going to go through each one and let you know which ones are the worst and which ones are the best. And if there's a case out there that you'd like to see in future best and worst cases videos, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'd really like to thank all my past supporters, and if you're new here and you want to show your support for me, all you need to do is hit that like button to let me know that you care that I'm doing this for you, and consider subscribing to my channel. Now, I will also be putting product links for all these cases in the video description, as well as timestamps, because this is going to be a lengthy video, but stick with me because I guarantee you're going to find one case here you're going to absolutely love. And I will also be giving you my favorite case picks at the end of the video as well. But for now, grab your snacks, sit back and relax, and enjoy the video. So if you're concerned about protecting your phone, Poetic makes some really nice protective cases for these phones. And another really great thing that Poetic does is they offer you two of these little inserts. One of them has nothing, so you can use your own tempered glass screen protector, and the other one has a plastic screen protector that you can use if you want to. So here is that case. It has a really nice design. It also has a built-in kickstand on the back, which is really awesome. And again, it's got that two-piece design. The only thing we need to do is peel off the front cover. And then we need to take out the inner portion of this with the built-in screen protector out of the outer case. And you can easily do that by pushing back one of these corners and then simply pulling out the inner portion just like that. Now, before we put this over our phone, you want to make sure that you clean off the screen really well, because anything trapped on the screen once you put this on is going to be under there for good. All right, then you're going to take the inner portion with the screen protector. We're going to peel out this protective layer from the inside just like that, and then simply place this over your phone, and then push down the little fingerprint sensor so you don't see any bubbles. So it should look something like that. Then once that's done, you're going to take this whole piece and we're going to push it back into the outer layer of the case. Make your way around the edges, and there you go. We are all set. Now, once you have this all done, we're going to go into our phone and we're going to re-register our fingerprints to make sure that they work properly. Touch is working perfectly fine. It does have a little resistance to it. It's not as smooth as the glass on your phone. So here we'll put in our fingerprints. Okay, our fingerprints are inputted, so now we'll go ahead and test them out. Fingerprints working just fine, no problems there. Now there is, again, that little hole in the middle of the screen for your fingerprint, so that may or may not bother you. I just wanted to point that out though. As far as touch goes, no issues with touch. Everything is working just fine. Again, just be aware there is a slight grippiness to the screen because it's plastic, not glass. There is a cutout for your camera at the top there and some speaker cutouts for your speaker. Now there are also these little micro dots on the screen. I don't know if you guys can see them, but that's just to keep the rainbow effect from happening because there is no adhesive all over the whole screen. The phone does feel nice in the hand. It is nice and grippy. Buttons, nice and clicky, easily accessible, working just fine. If we turn it to the side, as you can see, it does add some slight bulk to the phone. We also have a raised edge all the way around the phone to protect your screen. It does have some serration here on the side for some grip. On the other side, we have the same serration. We have our power button and our volume rockers. On the bottom here, we have our speaker, and we also have our covered charging port, which is nice. On the back here, it's got a nice hard plastic back with some textured inserts here. It looks really cool. The kickstand Easily pops out, so you can use your phone in landscape to watch some Netflix or something, or you can also put it up in portrait to look at your phone, take some video calls, whatever, and it easily stows away with a little click. It also has a nice deep recession for your cameras as well, which is really nice. And as far as wireless charging goes, you can easily wireless charge right through the case. And as you can see, the case is also reinforced in all four of these corners, so in case you happen to drop your phone and it hits the corner, your phone will be protected inside the case. This is also military grade drop tested. So if you want a case that works well with the in-display fingerprint sensor, touch working really well, no interference with your camera, and has a built-in kickstand, I would definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And then here we have the Poetic Revolution. This case also comes with a blank insert in case you want to use your own screen protector. And here is the case itself. It kind of looks like the Spartan, but it is slightly different. It also does have a built-in kickstand, and it also comes with its own built-in screen protector. So before you begin, the first thing you're going to want to do is to peel out the inner portion of the case, which is this. Then we're going to clean off our screen thoroughly. After you clean off your screen, we're going to peel off this protector. Then just place this whole thing over your phone and push down on the little fingerprint sensor here so you don't see any bubbles. Once you're done with that, you're going to take this whole thing and put it inside the outer case. Just press everything into place. Touch is working fine. Just so you know, there is a slight resistance on the screen because it is plastic and it's not nearly as smooth as the glass. All right, so we're going to put our fingerprints in here. Okay, fingerprints went in just fine. We'll go ahead and test them out. The fingerprints working just fine. Again, touch, no problems there other than the slight resistance. The phone feels good in the hand. It is not slippery. It's got a little bit of grip to it. Buttons, easily accessible and clicky. Now if we look at the screen here, you can see this little hole cut out for your fingerprint sensor. That may or may not bother you. And there's also these little micro dots all over the screen, and that's just to keep the rainbow effect down. If we look at the side of the phone, you can see that there are these little serrations to help with grip, and it also does add a little bit of bulk to the phone, but that's because it's got some pretty good drop protection. It also has a raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. On the side here, we have our power button and our volume buttons. On the bottom, we have our speaker and our covered charging port, which is always nice. On the back here, it's got a nice hard plastic back, and it also has that kickstand that you can easily pull out just like that, so you can watch some Netflix, YouTube, or you can take like a Zoom call or just look at your phone. And it easily stows away with a nice click. It also has a nice deep recession for your cameras as well, so nothing will touch your camera lenses if you happen to put your phone on its back. And it's got these little nubs in the corner here. It looks pretty industrial. Very cool looking. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, you can easily just wireless charge through the case. Another really nice protective case by Poetic, and I really do appreciate that kickstand. So I would definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And then here we have the Guardian. Again, this case has a second inner lining in case you want to use your own screen protector. Here is the case. It's got a nice hard clear back to show off the color of your phone. Again, we need to take out the inner portion of the case first. And to do that, all you need to do is peel back one of these corners and just simply take out the inner liner just like that. Then before we put this on, make sure you clean off the screen of your phone. Then we're going to peel out the inner liner of the screen protector. Then just simply put the whole thing over your phone, just like that, press it into place, and then just take your finger and press down on the fingerprint sensor to make sure there are no bubbles. Once you've done that, you're going to take this whole thing and press it into the outer portion of the case. Just like that. So this screen protector is made of plastic and it does have some slight resistance to it. It's not as smooth as the glass that's on the phone. Now once you've done this, once you've put your phone in here, you need to re-register your fingerprints, so we'll do that right now. Touch is working perfectly fine. Put in our fingerprints. All right, fingerprints are in. We'll test them out. Fingerprints working just fine. All right, again, touch working perfectly fine. No issues there. Now, if we take a look at the screen here, you can see the little cutout for your fingerprint. That may or may not bother you. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. And the screen has all these little micro dots on it, and that's just to keep the rainbow effect down. You really don't see it very much. Now, as far as the case feeling in the hand, feels nice. It's not slippery. Buttons, nice and clicky, very easily pressable. If we look at the side here, you can see it does add a little bit of bulk to the phone. It does have a raised edge all the way around the phone's front. It does have a cutout for your camera as well. On the side here, we have our power button and our volume buttons. On the bottom, it's got your speaker cutout and your cover for your charging port. On the back, again, you can see the color of your phone. Very nice through that hard plastic back. And your camera lenses are also recessed into the case itself too for extra protection. And there's also a back protector you can peel off too. It looks really nice, especially if you have a different colored phone. It's also reinforced in all four of the corners as well to give you that maximum drop protection. So in case you happen to drop your phone on one of the corners, it's going to be protected. This is again another really nice case by Poetic. I would definitely recommend it, and I would give this case a thumbs up. And then here we have the Neon. This is a pretty cool looking case. It's got a nice orange inlay, and it's also a two-piece design as well, but unlike the other ones, this one has a hard outer shell on the back surrounded by a softer rubber. So we can peel out that inner shell just like that, and then as you can see, here's the soft rubber and the hard outer shell. So we'll just take our phone and put it inside the protector, and then we'll flip it over and just press on the harder outer shell. Just like that. Feels really nice in the hand. It is grippy. Buttons, easily accessible, nice and clicky. If we turn it to the side here, as you can see, it adds a little bit of bulk to the phone. And it also has a raised edge all the way around the phone itself to protect the screen. On the other side here, we have our power button and our separated volume buttons, which I love. On the bottom here, we have our speaker and our charging port. On the back, again, it's got that hard cover. It also has these exposed rubber pieces, so when you put your phone on its back, you don't have to worry about it like sliding all over the place, which is nice. And the camera lenses are also recessed into the case itself. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there either. All of Poetic's cases will wirelessly charge right through the case. So that's another nice case by Poetic, and I would definitely give this a thumbs up. So here we have the Supcase UB Pro case in Camo Glitch. This is a really cool pattern, and I believe it's brand new for this year's Plus version of the Galaxy. It does come with this really nice belt clip as well. You can rotate this piece 360 degrees. And then here is the case itself. It's got a nice kickstand built into the back. Now, before we can put our phone in here, we need to take out the inner liner because this is a two-piece design. The inner liner comes out, you put it over your phone, and then you put the whole thing back into the outer portion of the case. So to get the inner liner out, all you need to do is push out this little corner here and then peel up on the inner liner just like that. Then just put this over the top of your phone, press it into place. Then once you do that, we're going to take this whole piece and we're going to put it back in to the outer portion of the case. And there you go. Feels really nice in the hand. It's nice and grippy. Buttons easily accessible and clicky. Very nice. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it does add some bulk to the phone, but it does have a lot of good protection. It has a raised edge all the way around the front of the phone for your screen protection. It's got some nice serrations on the side for grip. On the other side, again, we have the same serrations, but we have our power button and our volume buttons. On the bottom, we have our covered charging port and our speaker. On the back here, got that really cool camo glitch look, and it's got a built-in kickstand so you can watch some Netflix or take a Zoom call or just have your phone facing you on your desk. And it easily goes back into place with a nice little click. We also have a nice recession for our camera lenses as well. And we have these little bumps all the way around on the back of the phone for when you put your phone on its back. It won't touch the back to scratch it up. And it's got that carbon fiber look at the top here. Very nice protective case. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, you can wireless charge right through the case. And if you happen to have your own screen protector like I do here, you can simply just place it on top of your phone and use your own screen protector. So now you're covered 360 degrees, back, sides, and front. I have a little piece of lint stuck in the corner. That's not the case lifting up the screen protector, just in case you're wondering. Very nice case. So if you want the best protection that Supcase has to offer, the UB Pro is definitely the way to go. I would recommend it, and I would definitely give it a thumbs up. The case also comes in this red ruddy color. It's kind of like a metallic look. And another really cool color that they came out this year is the FDE. Very cool looking case. I love how everything's contrasted and not just the same color. Looks really cool. And the red also has the nice red inlay as well. So this is the ArmorBox case in the ruddy color. The other really nice thing is they offer you two of these inserts, one that has a plastic screen protector built in, one that doesn't in case you want to use your own screen protector. This case also comes with this really nice belt clip as well. So if you are going to use the inner portion that does have the built-in screen protector, you're going to want to clean off your screen on your phone really well before we put this on, because anything that's on your screen after you put this on is going to be trapped under there. So once you've cleaned off your screen, we're going to peel off the inner protector layer. Just like that. And then place this whole piece over your phone. Press it into place. Just like that. Then take your finger and push down on the fingerprint hole and make sure that there's no bubbles. Then we're going to peel off the protector from the front. Then you're going to take this whole piece and put it back into your phone. And there you go. Very nice case. This is a very protective case. Feels really good in the hand. It is nice and grippy. It is also super reinforced in these corners. So in case you happen to drop your phone, it's not going to get damaged at all. So once you put your phone in here, we're going to re-input our fingerprints. So we'll do that now. Okay, all set. Now we'll test out our fingerprint sensor. No problems at all, working perfectly fine. Now, as far as the touch on the screen goes, there is a slight resistance because it is plastic. It's not glass like on the phone. And I don't know if you guys can see, but there's all these little micro dots on the screen. It's not really a big deal, but that's just there to keep the rainbow effect down. So if we look at the side of the phone, as you can see, it does add a little bit of bulk to the phone, but it's definitely reinforced in these edges. It's got a nice serration on the side for grip. It also has a nice raised edge all the way around the phone screen. On the other side, we have that same serration. We have our power button, our volume buttons. On the bottom, we have our speaker port and our charging port that is nice and covered. And on the back, it's got that nice hard plastic, very cool looking. It's got these little faux screws in the corner. And it also has a built-in kickstand that easily comes out, so you can watch anything in landscape mode like YouTube, Netflix, and you can also take some Zoom calls or just have the phone facing you on your desk. And it very easily stows away with a little click. Very nice, industrial looking, and it also has a nice recession for your camera lenses. In case you happen to put your phone on its back, your lenses will be protected. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, you can charge right through the case. Again, this is a very nice protective case by I-Blason. Again, I really love the fact that it comes with two inserts, one with a built-in screen protector and one without in case you want to use your own. I would definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And then here we have the Glide Pro case. This is a pretty nice protective case, and it holds some cards in its back, which is really nice. So there it is on the phone. Feels nice in the hand. It doesn't feel slippery. Buttons are clicky, easily accessible. They don't protrude off the case very much, but you can still feel the little bump. It also has some reinforcement in the edges it also has some reinforcement in the corners in case you happen to drop your phone and it hits one of those corners, it still will be protected. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it does add a significant amount of bulk to the phone, but you do get that card holder in the back. It's got these serrations to help with grip. It also has a nice prominent edge all the way around the phone's front. Got your little lanyard hole in the side here. If we look at the other side here, we have those serrations again, our power button and our volume buttons. On the bottom, we have our charging port, which is pretty recessed inside the case, as well as the speaker. On the back here, again, it's got that card holder and it's got a really cool texture. Now, these two pieces on the top and the bottom here are real metal, which is a nice touch, and it's got that kind of industrial look to it, which I like. There's also a slight recession for your camera lenses, but when you put the phone on its back, it's going to rest primarily on the card holder anyway. And to open the card holder, it's really easy. All you need to do is kind of push a little bit on it and it kind of flips open the rest of the way. Then you can just take your cards and put those in here. You can put up to 3 of these flat cards in here just like that, and then just close it up. It's a very nice feature, especially if you don't like to carry your wallet or a purse around. You can put your 3 main cards in the back of your phone and just carry your phone around, which is nice. Now, if you're wondering if it works with wireless charging, so the phone just sits too far away from the wireless charger because of the large bump on the back, but it's a trade-off, so you don't get wireless charging, but you do get to carry around your credit cards or whatnot. And if you're curious how easy it is to charge your phone, because the charging port is pretty deep inside, here I have my USB Type-C, just kind of plug it in. And there's no problems at all. The slot is also pretty deep to accommodate for some of these other thicker USB Type-Cs as well. So this is definitely a nice case, and I absolutely love the card holder on the back, and I guarantee that if you get this case, you're going to be messing around with this card holder just like a fidget spinner. At least I do. So this is a nice case, and I would definitely give it a thumbs up. And then here is the Glide Pro in the Groove Green. I think that looks pretty cool, and I absolutely love the contrast between the black, the silver, and the green itself. Looks really nice. And then here we have the Glide Hybrid. It's just like the Glide Pro, but this one has an added feature of a kickstand on the back. And it still has the card holder. Again, feels nice in the hand. It is not slippery. Buttons, easily accessible and clicky. Very nice. Again, if we look at the side here, it doesn't add too much extra bulk to the phone. We have our serrations on the side here, and as you can see, the screen has, and you can also see that it's got a nice raised edge on the front to protect your screen. On the other side, we have the same serrations, our power button and our volume buttons. On the bottom here, we have our cutout for our charging port and speaker. As you can see, they're still just as deep. On the back here, we have our kickstand, our card holder, the metal slots on the top and the bottom, the metal pieces on the top and the bottom, and that same little recession for our camera lenses. So again, it's got that really cool card holder that you can simply just slide your credit cards into just like that. And it's also got the added feature of that kickstand, which is nice. So you can stand it up in portrait mode, maybe watch some videos or take some Zoom calls. And if you want to lay it down in landscape, you can do that as well. And then it kind of folds back into place with a little click. And you're all set. So now you have the functionality of the kickstand, and you can carry around your credit cards with you. Very nice case, very industrial looking, very cool. Absolutely love VRS Design's cases. And it also has some extra protection in the corners in case you happen to drop your phone there. The phone will be protected. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, this case will not wirelessly charge because it's just too thick. But you're trading off wireless charging for functionality. So if you need a case that carries your credit cards and has a little kickstand built in, the Glide Hybrid is definitely a case you're going to want to look at, and I would give this one a thumbs up. And here is the Glide Hybrid in black. I think that looks really sleek, especially with the silver accents on there. Looks really nice. And then here we have the Pitaka MagEZ Case 3. And here is the case. So like I said before, it's got the MagSafe technology built into a paper thin case already. I don't know how they do it, but again, it is super light and thin. And it also has a metal surrounding for your camera lenses to keep them nice and protected. It's got that nice soft aramid fiber back. Very cool case, and it's very easy to put your phone in. Just simply pop it in like that, press it into place, and you're all set. It pretty much feels like there's nothing on the phone. So again, like I said, if you want to keep your phone as thin as possible, but give your phone some protection for the sides and the back, this is definitely a nice option. So if we look at the sides here, as you can see, it adds absolutely no bulk to the phone whatsoever. The phone is just as thin as it was before I put the case on. It's got that nice aramid feel to it. Now the case doesn't offer much protection for your screen, but it does have a slight raised edge in certain spots on the case itself. The case feels really nice in the hand. It is not slippery, but it's got a really soft feel to it. Feels very nice. You can still access your buttons on the side here, your volume and power. On the bottom, it's still cut out, so you can still access your charging port and the speaker. It's just kind of covered in the sides. On the back, again, it's got that nice aramid fiber. You have to feel this for yourself. It feels really nice. And then for the camera lenses, it has a slight raised edge with this aluminum siding. Looks really nice. So it will give your camera lenses some protection when you happen to put your phone on its back. Now, as far as the MagSafe accessories, here I have a power bank that is MagSafe compatible, and all you need to do is simply put it onto the back of the case. It clips into place and it charges your phone. Fast wireless charging, very nice, and it holds on there pretty good. It's not going to stay on there if you kind of whip it around, but it's strong enough to where the phone is not going to just fall off. So that is awesome. It opens up a wide variety of third-party accessories that use MagSafe technology. Pitaka also sells MagSafe accessories on their website, and I will be putting a link to that as well in case you guys want to check out all they have to offer. And if you don't happen to have a MagSafe charger, but you just have a regular wireless charger, you can still utilize that charger through this case as well. I've been using Pitaka's cases on my phones for quite a few years now, and I have to say they're probably the nicest, lightest, strongest, minimalist case that you're going to find on the market, and it's got that added feature of the MagSafe. And in case you're wondering about how good the case is actually holding onto the phone, I'm going to tell you that the case is not going to just fall off your phone. It's being held on in each one of these corners really well, and you really have to want to take the case off for it to just come off of your phone. I would definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. So here we have the UAG Civilian case. So here is the case itself. It's got a nice solid hard backing with kind of like an extra piece for extra protection, and it's got the two-tone orange and black on the insides and around the edges. Fits on the phone really nice, feels really nice in the hand. It's not super slippery. It is a little slick, but not so bad to where you're going to drop the phone out of your hand, and in case you do, it's going to be protected anyway. The buttons on the side, nice and clicky. I like how smooth they are, but they still protrude off the phone, so you can very easily find them. Very nice. Again, it does feel good in the hand. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it doesn't add a lot of bulk to the phone, but we do have a nice raised edge all the way around the front of the case to protect the phone's screen. On the other side, again, we have our power button and our volume buttons right here. On the bottom, we have our cutouts for our charging port and our speaker, and we have little lanyard holes in each corner of the case. On the back, again, it's got kind of like that hard piece to protect the phone's backing. And it also has a little recession to protect your camera lenses. It's a pretty nice case, and it does definitely feel like it would protect my phone in case I did happen to drop it. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problem, you can wireless charge right through the case. Buttons are nice and clicky, easily accessible, very nice. I do like the orange accents in the corner and on the top. What do you guys think? Would you rather have it all one color, or do you like the accents? So that is a really nice case to protect your phone. Again, this is the Civilian. I would definitely recommend this case, and I would give it a thumbs up. And then here we have the UAG Pathfinder. This is a little more rugged case than the Civilian. It's got that camo look. It's got a cool honeycomb pattern on the inside. You can definitely feel that it's not as protective as the Civilian though. So there it is on the phone. Feels nice in the hand. It's got these serrations on the side of the case to help with grip. It's not super slippery, but it's a little slick, but again, it feels nice in the hand. Buttons, very easily accessible, and they protrude off the phone just enough to where you can find them. I absolutely love that. If we look at the side here, you can see the serrations on the side to help with the grip, and it's also extra protected in each one of the corners in case you happen to drop it. It also has a nice prominent edge all the way around the front of the case to protect your screen. On the other side, again, we have these little serrations with the power button and our volume buttons. On the bottom, we have our cutouts for our charging port and the speaker, and we have our little lanyard holes in each one of the corners. And on the back, it's got a very cool texture to it, nice hard back, and it's also got protection for your camera lenses as well. Now I know it looks like it, but this little pentagon shape here is not a MagSafe ring, so you can't use any MagSafe accessories with this case. But in case you're wondering about wireless charging, you can still use it with that. No problems there. So this Pathfinder case is pretty nice, especially if you want to keep your phone nice and protected from drops. I definitely think it would do a good job, and again, it feels nice in the hand. Very cool case. So I would definitely recommend this, and I would give it a thumbs up. So here we have the Spigen Rugged Armor case. This is probably one of my most favorite Spigen cases. And here is the case itself. It's got a really cool textured back. And the reason why I like this case so much is because it keeps the phone nice and slim, but still offers you some good protection. Now the case is made of a nice rubbery material, and there are no rigid parts on this case at all. So here it is on the phone. Feels excellent in the hand. It is not slippery. It's got a nice soft feel to it. Buttons, nice and clicky. No problems accessing those. If we look at the side again, like you see, it adds almost no bulk to the phone, but it also has some nice reinforced edges as well in case you happen to drop your phone, which I've definitely done quite a few times. It also has a nice raised edge around the front of the case to protect your screen. On the other side, as you can see, it's got that nice texture that it had on the other side. It's got your power button and your volume buttons. On the bottom here, it's got your cutout for your charging port and your speaker. And on the back, again, it's got that really nice, cool matte texture and some carbon fiber on the bottom. It does not pick up any fingerprints, which is nice. And it has just a little bit of recession for your camera lens protection as well. I absolutely love this case. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there. All of Spigen's cases will wirelessly charge. So that is the Rugged Armor case. Again, like I said, this is my favorite case. It does give you some good protection for your phone while keeping it nice and thin. And then here we have the Optik Armor case. Now this case is kind of like the Rugged Armor in that it's very flexible and it's got that matte material, but this one has the added feature of having the camera cover, and it slides really nice. It's probably the nicest camera slider that I've seen on a case. So if you want to totally close your cameras and protect them, this is definitely one of the cases you're going to want to take a look at. So again, the case feels really nice in the hand. It's not slippery, but it's got kind of like a nice soft feel to it. Buttons are clicky, easily accessible. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it adds just a little bit of bulk because of that camera protector. But it does have still a nice raised edge around the front for screen protection. On the side here, we have our power button and our volume rockers. There's no texture, it's just nice and smooth on the side. On the bottom, we have our cutout for our charging port and our speaker. And on the back, again, it's got that nice matte feel to it. Doesn't pick up any fingerprints. And it also has some recession for our camera lenses, but again, it's got that whole camera protector, and it also gives you 100% privacy too, so that's another added feature. It slides so nice, but again, it's not going to just slide over when you don't want it to. You actually have to press it over, but it's nice and solid. So very cool case, and if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there. So if you want a nice camera cover protector that's going to still protect your phone while keeping it somewhat slim, this is definitely a nice option, and I would give this case a thumbs up. Then here we have the Ultra Hybrid S. It's got a nice little metal kickstand. So here is the case itself. It's nice and clear. It's got a nice hard backing, and it's got this really nice metal kickstand that is not flimsy at all. It stays in the position that you put it, and then it just kind of clips down like that. Now before you put your phone in, you're probably going to want to take out these protectors. We have one on the back and one on the inside. It's got a nice clear look to it so you can show off the color of your phone. Very nice. Feels really nice in the hand. It is nice and grippy. The power button has like a serration on it so you can easily find it. Buttons are nice and clicky. Absolutely love that. And if we look at the side here, as you can see, it doesn't really add any extra bulk to the phone except for the kickstand on the back. It does have a raised edge on the front of the case. On the side here, as you can see, it's got our power button with that little like texture to it, which looks really cool and feels good. And it's got the volume buttons here. On the bottom, we have our charging port and our speaker cutouts. There also looks to be like a little bubble in the corners for extra edge protection. On the back, shows off the color of your phone, very nice. And again, you got your metal kickstand, and it also has some camera recessions for your camera lenses. Now again, like I said, this kickstand is not flimsy. You can very easily put it down to watch something in landscape, or you can also stand it up to maybe take a Zoom call or just look at your phone on your desk. And then it very easily just clips back into place. Again, it's not going to just fall. It's on there pretty good. Very nice. And if you're wondering about wireless charging because of the kickstand, no problems there either. So if you're looking for a nice clear case that has a kickstand, this is definitely a nice option, and I would give this case a thumbs up. Then here we have the Spigen Thin Fit case. So here is the case itself. It is really nice and light, and it feels pretty thin as well. It's got a nice hard backing to it, surrounded by a rubber edge. So there it is on the phone. It does feel nice in the hand. It's not slippery. It's got a nice soft rubbery feel to it as far as their buttons goes. Buttons are very clicky, easily pressable, which is nice. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it keeps the phone nice and thin. It's got that two-tone with the rubber and the plastic, and it still does have a nice raised edge on the front of the case. On the other side here, we have our power button and our volume buttons. On the bottom, again, our cutouts for our charging port and our speaker. On the back here, it's got a nice matte look. It doesn't pick up any fingerprints. Kind of feels like a smooth kind of silicone feel almost. It does have a little bit of protection for your camera lenses as well. As you can see, they raise up just a little bit. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems at all. So if you want a case that does offer some protection to your phone, but keeps it really nice and thin and light, this is probably a case I would take a look at, and I would give this case a thumbs up. And here we have the Spigen Liquid Crystal case. And here we have the case itself. It's kind of got like a smoke look to it. Now this case is also very flexible. There's not any hard, rigid pieces on here at all, but it is pretty light. Goes on your phone very easily, and it's very grippy. Power buttons, nice and clicky, easily accessible, very nice. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it doesn't add any bulk to the phone, but it does give the front of the case a nice raised edge. On the side here, it's got that serrated power button again, and we have our volume buttons. On the bottom, we have our cutout for our charging port, our speaker, and on the back, again, it shows off the color of your phone, but it's in like a smoke kind of look, and it does have a rubbery feel to the back of it. It doesn't seem to pick up fingerprints, so that's pretty nice. And as you can see, there's a slight raised edge around our camera lenses for some protection there as well. Very nice case. It is very nice and grippy, so you definitely don't have to worry about the phone just slipping out of your hand. And it also has those little air bubbles in the corners for your extra protection there. And for wireless charging, you can very easily charge right through the case. Again, another very nice protective case by Spigen. So if you want to show off the color of your phone in a nice clear case while still keeping the phone nice and thin, this is definitely a nice case, and I would recommend it. And I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And then here we have the Spigen Neo Hybrid. And then here is the case itself. Again, this is a pretty flexible case, and it also has some plastic pieces on it as well. It's kind of like a two-piece design, but these plastic pieces are not very rigid, and as you can see, they still can bend, and it's got kind of like that weave pattern to the back, which looks pretty nice. There it is on our phone. It does feel good in the hand. It's got kind of like a smooth plastic feel on the sides. Buttons are clicky, easily accessible. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it's got that nice smooth plastic look to it, but it does still have a raised edge around the front of the case for screen protection. On the other side here, again, we have that nice smooth side with a little serrated power button and our volume buttons. Now, as you can see, the separation between that plastic and the rubber on the front here. On the bottom, we have our cutout for our charging port, our speaker. On the back, again, it's got that kind of that weave pattern. Feels pretty nice. Doesn't pick up any fingerprints. On the bottom here, you can see that where the plastic comes across the bottom. And there is a slight recession for our camera lenses as well. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there either. So this is a pretty cool looking case that does still offer some protection for your phone while keeping your phone thin. I would recommend it, and I would definitely give it a thumbs up. Then here we have the Liquid Air case. This is another super thin case by Spigen, and as you can see, this one's in kind of like a green color. This case is also very flexible. There's no rigid pieces on it. It is very light as well. There it is on the phone. It does feel nice in the hand. It's not grippy, but it's got kind of like a smooth rubber feel to it. As far as buttons goes, there's nice and clicky, very easily accessible. If we look at the side, as you can see, it's got kind of like that serration for grip. It also does have a nice raised edge on the front of the case. On the side here, again, it's got that serration with our textured power button and volume buttons. On the bottom, it's got our charging port and speaker. And on the back, it's got a kind of like this really cool triangle texture. Looks interesting, but it's matte, so it doesn't pick up fingerprints. And there's also a slight recession for our camera lenses as well. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there. So this is another nice kind of minimalistic light case. It does offer some protection for your phone while keeping it nice and thin. I would recommend it, and I would definitely give this case a thumbs up. And then here we have the Spigen Tough Armor case. So this case does have some extra added protection on the inside of the case as well as the outside. It's got kind of like these foam pieces on the back and around the insides of the case for extra drop protection. On the back of the case, it's got this hard plastic piece. This is a two-piece design, so it's got kind of like a rubbery type insert, and then it's got this hard plastic piece that kind of goes over the backing. So once you take it apart, then you're just kind of left with this very flexible rubber inner piece. So we'll put our phone inside. Then once your phone's inside, just take the hard back piece and just kind of clip it over the back until it clips into place just like that. We also have our little plastic kickstand on the back here. It's kind of flimsy and very small, but it does get the job done. So you can put your phone in landscape. You cannot put it down in portrait. It just won't stay. So the only option you have is to watch some Netflix or YouTube or something like that. And then it just simply clips back down into place just like that. Not great, but it's there. The case does feel good in the hand. It's not slippery. It's got this kind of like this smooth rubbery feel to it. Now, as far as the buttons goes, the power button is very textured. It's got that heavy serration on it, so you can easily find it. And the buttons are very easy to press, and they're clickable, which is really nice. If we look at the side here, as you can see in the corners, they are extra protected for that drop protection. As you can see, it adds a little bit of bulk to the phone. It does still have that nice raised edge around the front of the case. On the side here, as you can see, that power button has that very heavy texture, the serration on it, and our flat volume buttons too, which is nice. On the bottom, it's got your cutout for your charging port and your speaker. On the back, again, it's got kind of like that smooth, rubbery feel to it, even though it is a hard plastic. Got your kickstand. This does have some more prominent recessions for your camera lenses as well. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there either. Now this case is not really my favorite, and the reason I say that is because I don't care for these two-piece designs. I really wish that Spigen would just had made this all one piece, and I think the case would have been so much better. I just don't care for this, piece in the back being separate from the rubber. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think about it? Do you guys like it or not? Let me know in the comments below. But besides what I think, this is a nice case, especially for drop protection. I would recommend it, and I would definitely give it a thumbs up. All right, and then here we have ESR's Air Shield Boost case. So here is the case itself. As you can see, it's got a nice cutout for your cameras, and it's got a nice metal kickstand on the back here. It also has a hard plastic back for extra protection, and in each one of the corners is like this little airbag, so in case you happen to drop your phone and it hits one of those corners, your phone won't get damaged. Phone very easily goes into the case. It is nice and grippy, feels nice in the hand. As far as buttons goes, easily pressable, nice and clicky, very nice. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it doesn't add a lot of extra bulk to the phone. And it also has a slight raised edge all the way around the case front. You can see those airbags in the corners, which is nice. Got your lanyard hole. On the other side here, we have our power button and our volume buttons. On the bottom, we have our cutout for our charging port and speaker. On the back, again, it's got that nice metal kickstand that does get held in place really well. Your phone is not going to go anywhere. It's a very, very sturdy stand, and it clips in place very nice, so it's not just going to come out. And as you can see, those camera protectors fit perfectly inside this case. We still have a nice raised edge to protect those lenses, and it shows off the color of your phone really nice. As far as fingerprints goes, I don't really see any, so that's definitely a plus as well. Now for this kickstand, you can simply just pop it out and put your phone into landscape to watch some YouTube videos, or you can also stand your phone up in case you just want to look at your phone or maybe do like a Zoom call or something. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there either. ESR does make some really nice cases, and this one is no exception. So if you want a nice clear case that shows off the color of your phone while giving you some really good protection and some added functionality with a kickstand, this is definitely a case I would recommend, and I would give it a thumbs up. And then here we have the ESR Classic Kickstand case. Wait till you see what they did with the kickstand for this one. So here is the case itself. It's got a really nice soft feel to it. It's got a nice frosted back that is rigid to protect your phone, and it doesn't pick up fingerprints. There it is on the phone. Feels nice in the hand. It's not slippery, but it's got a nice soft rubbery feel to it. Buttons are very clicky, easily accessible. Very nice. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it still has those airbags in the corners for your extra drop protection. It's got a nice raised edge around the front of the case itself. Got your little lanyard hole there. On the side, it's got your power button and your volume buttons. On the bottom, it's got the cutout for the charging port and the speaker. On the back, it's got that nice frosted backing to it, doesn't pick up any fingerprints, and feels really nice and smooth. Now this is a kickstand case, and what they did that's amazing is they integrated the kickstand into the camera ring, so there's no extra added bulk to the case. Very awesome idea. I absolutely love these cases that use the kickstands that double for the camera protector, and to get it out, you just simply pull it out like this, and it becomes your kickstand. So now you can use your phone in landscape mode, or if you want to stand it up totally upright, you can do that, or if you want to have it kind of angled up towards you, you can do that as well. So there's 3 different positions that you can have this in. It is very sturdy. As you can see, it doesn't just fold closed. It stays open wherever you put it, and it's nice and solid. It's not just a cheap piece of metal. It feels really nice, and then you can just simply push it back into place, and there you go. So it doubles as your camera protection and your kickstand. Awesome idea, absolutely love it. Phone feels really nice in the hand, and if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there either. So again, this is probably by far one of my favorite ESR kickstand cases. I would definitely recommend it, and I would give it a thumbs up. And then here we have the Protect Onn dual layer case by Walmart. So here is the case itself. It's got a nice hard clear backing to show off the color of your phone, surrounded by kind of like a plastic edge. So there it is on the phone. It does feel kind of very plasticky and cheap feeling, but it does have some really heavy reinforced edges. So in case you happen to drop your phone, it should be protected. As far as buttons goes, they're a little hard to press and they're kind of mushy. Not really a big fan of that, but it does feel pretty good in the hand. If we look at the side here, as you can see these serrations on the edges, it does have a very prominent edge around the front of the case. On the side here, we have our power button and our volume buttons, which are separated. On the bottom, we have our cutout for our charging port and our speaker, which, as you can see, are pretty deep. On the back, it's got that hard plastic back, again, to show off the color of your phone. And it's also got some recession for your camera lens protection. And as far as wireless charging goes, you can wirelessly charge right through the case. So I did a review on this case for the S23 Ultra as well, and it felt pretty much exactly the same. The buttons, they're kind of small and they're hard to press, and they're a little mushy. They don't give that nice tactile feedback to let you know that you've actually pressed the button, which I don't really like. The case also feels cheap in the hand, which again is not preferable for me, at least. It does look to have some good protection, but that's pretty much where it ends. If you need a case just for the time being that's pretty cheap and will at least keep your phone protected until you can get a better case, then by all means you can get this case. But for my daily driver case, I would not get this case. I wouldn't recommend it, and I'm going to give this case a thumbs down. What do you guys think about cheap cases like this just for protection? Do you care about how it feels or how it looks, or do you just want it to protect your phone? Let me know in the comments below. So here we have the Ringke Fusion clear case. You want to remove these inner and outer stickers before you put your phone in. Very nice and crystal clear. It is surrounded by a nice rubbery material. It's got a nice hard back. Let's put our phone in here. Now, as far as fingerprints goes, it seems to do a great job at fingerprint rejection. The little smudges that are on there, you can just very easily wipe away without any problems. Very nice. It does fit perfectly fine within this case, and we still have a slight gap all the way around the phone, so it should work with other cases as well. But if we look at the side here, as you can see, it doesn't add a lot of bulk to the phone, and it does have a slight raised edge on the top and the bottom for your screen protection. On the other side, we have our serrated power button, which is nice, and our volume buttons. We also have lanyard holes on each side. On the bottom here, we have our charging port and our speaker. On the back, crystal clear, so you can show off the color of your phone. Very nice. And it also has precise cutouts for all your cameras and your little LED. Now, as far as fingerprints goes on the back, I can't really see any. Maybe if the phone was a little darker, but it looks crystal clear still to me. Very nice. Nice and grippy in the hand, so it's not going to just slip out. Buttons, easily accessible, easily pressable, nice and clicky. I like it. Very nice case. Not bad at all, and again, it works perfectly with the screen protector. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there either. And then here we have the Ringke Onyx case, one of my favorites. So here is the case itself. It's got a really cool texture and pattern on the back. It is also flimsy. It's not rigid at all. Goes on your phone very easily. Feels nice in the hand. It's got some texture on each side for grip. Very nice. Buttons. Very clicky. Easily accessible. I like it. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it's got that nice texture for grip. We have our little lanyard holes. It also doesn't add a lot of bulk to the phone, and it's got a raised edge around the top portion and sides of the phone, as well as the bottom portion. Very nice for protection. If we look at the other side, as you can see, it's got that texture again. Our power button and our volume buttons on the bottom are cut out for our charging port and our speaker. And then again on the back, it's got that really cool feeling texture to it. Kind of like Braille. Then you have your cutouts for your cameras. If we look at the side here, you can see there is a slight recession to still protect those camera lenses as well. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there. And that is the Ringke Onyx case. I like it because it gives the phone protection, but it still keeps it nice and thin. And everything is really nice and clicky. I absolutely love that. And it fits perfectly well with the screen protector as well. And then here we have the Ringke Fusion X. And here is the case itself. It's got a nice hard plastic back surrounded by a soft rubber material. And you just want to make sure you peel off these covers on the outside and the inside before you put your phone in. And there we go. Feels very nice in the hand. Buttons are very nice and clicky, easily findable. The reason I also like this case is because it offers some more protection, but still keeps the phone pretty thin. It's got some extra edge protection, just in case you happen to drop your phone and it hits that edge, which I absolutely love. Again, it feels nice in the hand. If we look at the side here, you can see the extra protection in the edges. It also has a raised edge on the top and the bottom of the phone. We have our lanyard hole and that texture on the side for grip. On the other side, we have our lanyard hole, that texture. That serrated power button by itself feels really nice. You can easily find it. And the volume buttons are also kind of protruding out on an angle, so you can easily find those as well. On the bottom, we have the cutout for our charging port and speaker. On the back, it's got that nice clear back to show off the color of your phone, as well as some kind of rubbery type stops on each corner. So when you put the phone on its back, it'll touch these rubber pieces instead of scratching up the back cover. Looks very cool, and it also has a nicer recession for those camera lenses so they won't get all damaged or scratched up. Absolutely love the Fusion X cases. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, no problems there either. And as you can see, it fits perfectly with their screen protector as well. And then here we have the Ringke Fusion case in a matte smoke black. So here is the case. It's got a nice hard backing surrounded by a nice rubbery material on the sides. It also has those protectors that you want to peel off before you put your phone in. So there it is on the phone. Feels nice in the hand, nice and grippy. Buttons, nice and clicky, easily accessible, very nice. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it shows off the color of your phone in that smoke black. It also has some raised edges on the top and the bottom of the case. Doesn't add a lot of bulk to the phone either, which is nice. If we look at the other side, we have our lanyard hole, our power button, and our volume buttons. On the bottom, again, we have our cutout for our charging port and speaker. Now on the back, it's got that nice matte glass look. Feels so nice and smooth, and it doesn't pick up any fingerprints either, which I absolutely love. So you can keep the color of your phone looking really nice without all those smudges. It also has a slight recession for your camera lenses as well, but the main attraction is that matte back. So nice. Absolutely love that. They also make these cases in clear matte too. And if you're wondering about wireless charging, No problems there either. So that is the Fusion Matte case. I would definitely recommend it, and I would give it a thumbs up. So if you guys stuck with me this far, thank you so much for all your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if this video helped you out at all, please hit that like button. It only takes you 2 seconds, and it really helps out the channel with the algorithm. Now it's time for me to give you my favorite case picks, and I'm going to separate it into 5 different categories. The first category is going to be Best Minimalist Case. The second category is going to be Best Protection while keeping your phone slim. The third category is the Best Card Holder Case. The fourth category is going to be the Best Kickstand Case, and the fifth category is going to be Best Overall for Drop Protection. So the Best Minimalist Case goes to the Pitaka MagEZ Case, Case 3. This is probably the best minimalist case that I've tested so far. It's made of that really strong aramid fiber, it's super light, and it has built-in MagSafe. So if you want to keep your phone super slim while giving it some side and back protection, I would definitely recommend the Pitaka. Now the 2 cases that I would recommend for keeping your phone slim while still giving you some good protection, I would recommend the Ringke Onyx and the Spigen Rugged Armor. I absolutely love both of these cases, and I use these yearly on all my Galaxy devices. They offer you some really good protection, again, while keeping your phone as slim as possible. Next up, we have the Best Card Holder Case, and that goes to the VRS Design Glide Pro. So not only is this case going to allow you to get rid of your wallet or your purse because it can hold up to 3 cards, but it also keeps your phone nice and safe. Now again, the only downside to this is because it's so bulky, it doesn't work with wireless charging, but again, it's a trade-off for you not having to carry around your wallet or your purse. And by far, the best kickstand case has to go to ESR's Classic Kickstand. The reason why I love this case is because they integrate the kickstand into the camera ring, which adds absolutely no extra bulk to the phone, and the kickstand is super solid. I can pretty much guarantee that if you get this kickstand case, you're gonna love it too. And then for the 3 cases for the overall best drop protection, I would recommend Supcase UB Pro, I-Blason ArmorBox, and UAG's Civilian case. Now these cases, although bulkier than others, will give you the best drop protection possible out of all the cases that I reviewed. The I-Blason and the Supcase come with a nice built-in kickstand, while the UAG gives you some great drop protection, but it doesn't have a kickstand, but it's a little less bulky than the other 2 cases. So that is pretty much it for the best and worst cases for the brand new Galaxy S23 Plus. And again, if there was a case in this video that you guys didn't see and would love to see in my future best and worst videos, let me know in the comments below which case you suggest. Again, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for all your support over all these years. I really do appreciate it. And again, I will be putting links in the description for all these cases in case you guys want to pick them up yourself. And if you guys like me and you want to support my channel, please use those links because it helps me keep purchasing products to do reviews for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell to let you guys know when I put out new videos. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.